Who would win between a mafia boss with 30 years of political experience versus a 30-year-old with only 42 days of experience? And you replied with one of them will lose and the other will end up in a hospital, then you'd be correct. Because this is the biggest fucking political drama of 2026. The Viktor Orban incident is literally peanuts compared to this one. And here's how it all started. So back in early December in Dhaka, Bangladesh, Mirza Abbas's rival Osman Hadi was assassinated. Now Hadi was an independent political activist who was extremely famous for his stand against injustice. And to quote how popular this guy was, more than 1 million people attended his funeral. That's 10 times more people than Charlie Kirk's funeral, and that guy was the poster child of the Republican Party. And since there's only one mafia boss in the room, everybody rolled their eyes to Abbas. Everyone was like, we know you did this, we just can't prove it. And then Nasiruddin Patwari makes his entrance with two goals in mind: uphold Hadi's legacy and defeat Mirza Abbas. So the first thing he did was rage bait Abbas. P.S. Hadi's killers were two leftist extremists who later fled to India, but that's pretty much irrelevant here. Well, anyways, Patwari was rage baiting Abbas left and right. He opened his office next to Abbas's house. He put his banners in front of Abbas's office. And if there were 2 of Abbas's banners somewhere, then there would be 3 of Patwari's banners right next to it. And the whole time he was shouting Chanda Abbas, meaning extortionist Abbas. The guy had no chills. He was trolling the mafia boss in his own territory. And in one of his speeches he said, I'll make sleep impossible for him if he's sleeping, and I'll make staying awake impossible for him if he's awake. And bro was not lying when he said that, because he was fucking everywhere. He didn't need sleep, sleep needed him. Like if Abbas did a press conference, Patwari was there. If Abbas visited a school, Patwari was there. When Abbas supporters started an anti-Patwari rally, he's not just there, he was also preaching to them to vote for him, which is literal insanity. He was even there in Abbas's marriage anniversary, where he held a larger event for Abbas's wife than Abbas himself. Talk about cucking the mafia boss in his own home turf at his own marriage anniversary. And he wasn't just rage baiting Abbas, he was literally destroying his entire underground empire. He was exposing Abbas in ways he was never exposed before. And at one point Abbas supporters threw rotten eggs at Patwari, which made Abbas really happy. So Patwari decided to scale up his rage bait by literally holding a showdown in front of Abbas's office. And all the people who joined that showdown were all ordinary civilians, okay? These are ordinary civilians who volunteered to join the showdown. Like Abbas got PTSD so bad that he literally said, people wake up in the morning and think of God, but that guy wakes up in the morning and thinks of me. And from February 7th to February 10th, it was peak trolling and rage baiting. Then on February 12th came the election, and the election day was absolute cinema. Early morning, Mirza Abbas's men started rigging the elections of Dhaka 8, and when Patwari went to inspect one of the voting centers, Abbas's men blocked him and beat him up. So he broke the blockade with a military vehicle. And after all the back and forth drama between the two of them, they started to count the votes. And at one point, Abbas literally sent his wife to rig the vote count in his favor. Now, is this legal? No, but he's the freaking mafia boss, so nobody's gonna do anything. Like, the votes were counted 7 fucking times under the gaze of his wife, cause you know who lost. And at one point they also started to count the invalid votes in his favor. The drama was so insane that the whole country was more focused on Dhaka 8 than the actual election. And then finally at midnight the results were published. Mirza Abbas had won the Dhaka 8 constituency by only 4,980 votes. Everybody knew Patwari had won, but nobody took any action, because Mirza Abbas is not just a mafia boss, but he is also a heavyweight politician within the ruling party. And even though Patwari lost the election, he had won the nation. So is this it? The bad guy won? Well, not exactly, because just a few days after the election, Ramadan started. And at the beginning of the Ramadan, Patwari prayed to God, "Dear Lord, make this Ramadan free from the extortionist." And just a few days before Ramadan ended, Mirza Abbas collapsed with a severe brain infection. His condition was so bad that he had to be flown to Singapore, where he is still undergoing treatment. So the country did become free from the extortionist in that Ramadan. Even God was on Patwari's side on this one. And again, all of this bullshit happened within just 42 days. So moral of the story, you should just subscribe to my channel for more videos like this and share it with your friends and family.